Hello. Yes. Hello, Touch. It's a great opportunity to stand on this stage, and today my subject will be how code meets canvas. And when we talk about canvas, we mean design. And today we will be talking specifically about product design, but it won't be only product design because, as said in this, I want you to look at things like a designing things, not only about the product design, but I'll be giving you some examples from the product design perspective, but it will be, in my point of view, inspirational, informative, and the point that I'm standing on the growth stage, it means that I was thinking how to accumulate this speech, but yeah, one of the inspiration was that I was standing at the growth stage, and I want to give you my personal story at first as a designer, and let's go. Yeah, so when my career started and as I was growing as designer, yeah, my story was pretty different because from the early age, I knew how to design, but I never thought about it like it would be profession at some stage, because there are several points. At the time, there was not any technological culture, there were not any startups, there was not a term like Silicon Valley, and there were even several startups that were building at that time, like it was Facebook, and very little amount of companies which used terms like digital product. So when I was like 18 years, I always had uncertainty that what should I do in future? So how would look like my professional life? And I never thought that it would be design, because the main problem in this was that we didn't have any culture that would give us any motivation to think about the design as a future, because there was not any community in our country. Globally, communities were not as strong as they are right now, and it applied on my motivation very much. So thinking about this and talking about this, I'll be underlining how design culture affects future professionals, and how it can affect also the motivation and generally whole industry. So I'm founder of OnePhase, and OnePhase is UX UI design agency, and we create digital products. And behind creating digital products, generally we want to make some great value. So recently my friend asked me what is our brand strategy, and generally I didn't think about this before officially to introduce as to the public area, but when I started thinking about this, I started to think what was my story as a personal profile from public perspective, and then I was thinking that to make a great brand strategy, you should put their heart and soul. And if something has a heart and soul, then it's human. So generally our approach is like to create things that it will be user-centered and it will make great value for humans. So generally we apply three main values to our culture, and these are to make great products that people will love, to build engineering for engineering purposes and optimize processes, because as less time is spent on the design and on the developing products, it means that we have more time to focus on users and to make products which will be oriented on human well-being. And third, we should do this everything for the business opportunities, because business opportunities is what gives us this power to make great things and to change people's lives. So generally how we accumulated brand strategy for OnePhase is like we are transforming our culture, products, community from a design perspective. And generally, talking about this part of the brand strategy, I thought that what would be the main values that I would like showcase to my audience and to tell, and this is that everyone, from our point of perspective, we should help people like us. And these people are at early stage, they are thinking about their future growth, what will be their future after 10 years, and generally as my value from designer and as a founder is like to help people who we were once and who didn't have any possibilities to experience products, feelings, or anything that is related to good human well-being. So this everything leads us to a pretty different approach. To make design-led cultures, we should also make human-led cultures. So this is matching each other, and then it gives us a lot of potential to grow our products, grow our community, grow our industry, and generally to put a big effort for human well-being. So to create this, there are several ways in general to make this accessible, and there are 5 steps to generally outline. Inside of it, there are many micro and micro parts to make this happen, but to generally to make a point of view, we should take 5 steps to make this approachable. So one is the leadership alignment, and this is the part when I outline the business opportunities, and this is when the process starts. So if our management and leadership in any company, in any industry, doesn't have the value as we are bringing designers to our industry and generally to the companies and finally to the humans, it means that these things are not approachable. So when we align with our leadership that we have same purpose, we have same goals, and we make a big road to make things happen, then we start to execution of these things. And in this talk, I will be outlining only 3 points, because these 3 points are related directly to design processes and design-led cultures, and 2 other topics are related to generally the business processes, which design doesn't affect as an individual part. So being designers like to let people see the future. When we are working on products and someone shares their idea, we directly see this as a visual. And how we see problems and how we are solving problems, it's a skill that thinks differently and looks differently at the problems. So main thing that I want to outline is like, if businesses have design-led cultures, it gives us designers to make greater things and to solve bigger problems and to continue developing the human-led culture in the companies. So, who has seen documentary about David Beckham? Okay, so everybody knows this scene, and yeah, this is our reality at the start of the 2022. And generally, this is reality between a lot of designers who are working independently, because to create design systems, it requires more human resource than a single person can do it. And I believe that if independent designer is saying that they are creating design systems and they are managing design systems, this is impossible. Even I was saying like this. But in reality, me and my co-founder, Achi, when we were thinking that how we should scale our business and how we should scale our projects, we found a problem. And we made a decision that we should scale our processes, we should scale our technical side to make our global goals and global vision more accessible and to make this happen in reality. So we made this decision and decided to create real design systems that would help us to scale also our efficiency and also give a great value to companies to minimize their resources on design tasks and to maximize resources to be more human-oriented. So generally, when we talk about design systems is a global set of components which are used across all platforms and all products in our company, and it helps us to maintain consistency and efficiency in the design projects while maintaining the main focus on user experience, research, and on creating the greater value. So generally, design system helps us to save a lot of time on daily basis and to focus more on bigger part of the projects. And lately, in late years, there's also a great subject is design tokens. So design tokens is a more helpful thing to make this everything happen and to align not only designers, also developers, and some kind of also minimize requirement for testing websites or any products. And design tokens are a great tool to accommodate this problem. So generally what design token is doing is like we have same terms between developers and designers, and we have same language to communicate between whole spectrum of the business. So generally, looking on this visual, we see that we have new system on namings and we have new system of colors, and it's not only about colors and fonts and text, it's about all the variables are used in the design, which is generally the things that at the end creates the design. So how this can happen is that in Figma, which is our main product to create designs, and GitHub, which is the main source for developers, tokens gives us accessibility to sync them and to have design to code and also receive code from the design. So it gives us opportunity to don't lose track between code and design, to be aligned, to make faster decisions, to have same language between communication, and it grows our opportunities much faster and gives us a lot of spare time to focus on what's more important. So to visualize this from the design perspective, everything we make in Figma, in design, everything goes to token side, and tokens are the main source which are integrated in CSS code with developers and vice versa. And to control all the platforms, design tokens gives us a great opportunity to divide our platforms and to have a single source of truth between design and the code. So to visualize in numbers what this can do is like up to 40% it can fast make our UI design work fast, and it also increases dev efficiency and also reduces our costs of future risks, and our go-to-market time is much bigger. So to visualize this, we have a spare time, and we save as wasting time on the design, and we have a spare time to focus on what's more important. So to generally summarize, to have a one design system, it means that we will have a high ROI and more structure and smoother workflow. When we have less components, we will have less chaos, and more design tokens means that we will have more structure in our companies. So when we were creating design systems, generally we knew what we wanted to have as a result, but we didn't see the clear roadmap. So me and my partner were sitting like this, and generally then after sitting for a few weeks like this, we create some roadmap, and this is how our roadmap looked like for seeing from the future. Yeah, so first point was that we took a design system course to make some foundation to understand generally how things worked in Figma or design tool, and generally how this process was managed. Then we started to research existing design system, like it was material, human interface guidelines from Apple, and some of the popular interfaces like systems like from Spotify or Airbnb and etc. So then, this was the first time that when we integrated design system in the real-time project, but it was not perfect. And then we started to get knowledge about design tokens, and reality was that design tokens was not very familiar even for designers, and it was very hard to explain this value to the businesses. So no matter this, we started to test design tokens, how they were working inside of design terms, but we didn't have any opportunity to test it in the real product. So it was very, very challenging part to create this, and then we started to implement it on the real-time project. And this was the moment when we were the most close to create a design system, which was also supported with design tokens, and we were doing this with plugin, but then something happened. And we are seeing this video. So guess what? How did we felt? Pretty familiar again. And then we understood that it doesn't matter how you plan, it might get even worse. So then when we were developing our product with our plugin, and after Figma launched their own functionality, we were torn between two choices: to export all our work or our one-year work to the Figma, and we didn't know how it would work at the start because it was still beta, and or to stay on the design tokens. So what we did is, like, we went to our developer and we asked how you would feel to jump for us to the Figma or to stay on the design tokens. So we kind of discussed this topic, and we found the solution that staying on design tokens was a good choice because Figma was still using this product as a beta version, and only thing the developer needed is, like, they needed to see what tokens were applied to the product while they were developing it. So the main value we can get is, like, you can say that you create a design system until your developer says that it works. So in summer we had this first moment when our design system with tokens was tested and it worked. And there are a few key points that you might face when you're creating design system, and especially when you're creating with design tokens, because to create foundation, you shouldn't go too far, and you shouldn't stay so close, because you can't use some design variables like shadows, gradients, or even if you set up from the start, you will face some problems that might be a bigger problems for the future. So it's better to create a discipline at the start and create MVP and then develop it to your product. So if you take Airbnb example, Airbnb, when Airbnb was creating their product for Airbnb Passport, Brian Chesky was saying that using the same design system to build this feature wouldn't be as effective as it could be, because it was post-COVID period and users were looking forward to something new. So they gathered a different approach, and first they created design without design system and any tokens, and then they exported this everything into their Airbnb design system. So what we can say is from this that technology is the main part, but we shouldn't lose the part of art, because at the end, users are looking for usability, great experience, but great art also makes great impact on our users. And when we were working on these design systems, there was a lot of challenges. Even when we thought that it was successful, we faced a lot of problems because our component structure was not good enough, because when our product went on scale, we faced a lot of problems then. And some tokens we applied at the start, they were not working. So we decided that it was a good solution to put ourselves in the constraints and to start with tokens which would be from 5 to 7 tokens, because it's enough to make foundation, and it's good start to improvise and to start improving your product. So how we are approaching this point is that first we are trying to understand where we are going and where product is going. So for example, if you know that what target goal is with your design system, then you can align your processes and your timeline to accomplish this goal. For example, at one phase, our mission is to change the way the products are made on our market and globally. And to do this, we know that we need design system, because in efficiency, we need much support, and only this support can be gained from design perspective, because we can do things much faster than without it. And then we say what's the benefit of it, that we know that business gets more value, we can make products faster, we can go to market much faster, we became flexible and fast, and this everything is aligned with code, and at the end it gives us a lot of opportunities to put our effort to the user-centric solutions and to put aside the design processes. So generally how we approach is like, when we are making product discovery, we are streamlining all the information, how this could be managed to the design system, and we gather information, what components are used between different pages or different projects, and then we start to make product from the primitives. But we always have in mind where these primitive components might go and how it would look like in the future. So generally, to sum up, design tokens and design system, and then their value is like, we get more time to focus, we have a higher productivity, we have more stability, we have higher ROI, we have less design and technical depth, and also the main thing is consistency. And a lot of businesses might say that we will address this issue later, but these words does really look like an excuse, because putting effort in this will save a lot of time in the future, and it will give more value as to create human-led products. So after this story, at the end of the 2023, at the end we kind of saw a result, and these challenges and these tricky parts gave us a final product which we called Oliver. So Oliver is the first design system which is made on our market and is supported with design tokens, and gives all the companies accessibility to use this product and to streamline their daily processes. And later we also added a new feature which would be controlling themes. So any company who will be using our design systems, they will be able to streamline their design processes, focus more on user-centric decisions, and to have all the systematic values that they can get from design tokens around their user interface. So coming from this, I want to outline again the culture part and also the role of designers, and say that designers are people who are looking at problems differently. Their approach to the problems might seem different from business area, but at the end, the solutions designers make is much shorter than it might be in a standard way. So to get back to this, our chart, we discussed cross-functional collaboration and how it might work and how it might get effective. And then we can jump to user-centric mindset and see how this can affect also in future product development. So main thing any company should do when they align their technical processes with designers and developers, the only thing that they should focus is to wrap hands around the problem. And wrapping hands around problem means that we should listen to our users, to face their challenges, and to make great decisions to make their and our opportunities to go further. We are solving this problem with Maze, and Maze gives us opportunity to do studies which are moderated and unmoderated, and to build the right products much faster. And building products with research from the perspective of highest UX maturity companies helps us to improve our business outcomes and to make generative research to improve interest of the users and generally to improve ROI of the company. So how we are doing this is that when we create design, before we hand off this to developers, we put our designs to Maze and we send this to the users, and then we get information like misclick rate, average duration, success rate, and bounce rate. So we understand before we send this to developers how our product works, and we minimize the effort and the time which would be wasted after launching the product. So to sum up, creating something every day eventually turns your blank canvas into code, and at the end of the day, it might be something that people will love. And standing on this stage, I want to use my time, and to make this more approachable, we decided in 2024 to launch our new product, and it will be called Phase 1. And Phase 1 will gather users across our segments and will help us to create much better products for them. And that's not all. We are introducing you phase.design. And next year, we will be focusing on our agency model. We will be focusing on our membership model, which means retainer on creating products on daily basis and helps us to make reality above mentioned information. And we have right now ongoing 3 clients which are using our products and services, and they are making their products accessible to the users. And we decided to move design system apart from the company, general services, and we outlined that design system is a different product standing beside from agency and membership model. And the last part will be design as a product. So we will be launching ready designs to reduce time to go market to businesses. Thank you, and for inquiries, you can text me on my email.